Hello, hello, and welcome to the very first episode of Maybe's Cosplay Corner. I'm going to throw two disclaimers out. Firstly, totally not keeping this name Maybe's Cosplay Corner. There seems to be a lot of cosplay corners out there floating in the YouTubes and the internets. So I'd really appreciate it if you guys would help me out and help me think of a new name for this feature. Second disclaimer, I do use foul language, so if you're, a youngin', plug your ears, please. I don't want angry mamas screaming and yelling at me. So the first episode, I'm going to teach you how to make the super awesome, cool Saiyan armor. It's relatively easy, but like I said, pack your patience. Because it can get a little frustrating, but the purpose of this video is to try to help you guys out and lessen the stress out of this. So here we go. Okay, so I'm gonna start off giving you guys a list of supplies that you'll need, and of course, I'm not going to just spit out this list and, let you guys figure it out. I'm going to let you know what to use, when to use it, all that good stuff. But I kind of figured I'd give you a list, in the beginning. So the first, I guess what you'll need first is Saran Wrap, painter's tape, and scissors. And then you'll need craft foam, a heat gun, hard plastic spheres, and a bra. And then glue gun, glue sticks obviously, cheesecloth, Modge Podge, latex paint, acrylic paint, and brushes. And of course, pack your patience, because I don't think I've thrown so many F-bombs in my life making this armor. But it was my first time using this technique. So I'm hoping with this video I can, lessen the stress for you guys. So let's go on to this first step, which is making a kind of like a bust or a blueprint, on your body to shape it up. And I know this does not make sense, but I promise you it will. So let's start with this first step. All right, so step one. And I will show you a reference picture because I'm not going to do my whole body. But basically what you want to do before you start making the armor is to make a bust. And a bust is pretty much a blueprint where you want the armor to be, how you want it to lay, how you want it to shape to your body. So the first thing that you want to do is you don't want to wear a big bulky sweatshirt or shirt. You want to wear something thin. T-shirt works, whatever. Just make sure that it's form-fitting kind of, and I have my little tank top here, so it works. Secondly, you want to get your supplies together, which you want plastic wrap, saran wrap, cling wrap, whatever you want to call it, this stuff right here. You could use painter's tape. I just realized that I used the rest of my painter's tape making this armor, so I'm resorting to duct tape. Duct tape works fine. Tape, whatever. Something, that holds shape. Don't use, Scotch tape or anything like that. That doesn't work. So if you have a friend that could help you, that would be better than doing it by yourself. But I did it by myself. I'm about to do it by myself too. It only just makes it easier, especially for the wrapping part and, wrapping your back. But I have a technique. You don't have to wrap your back. Pretty much what you're worried about is the front. Right here. Oh, yeah. So firstly, you want to get your plastic wrap. Oh, God. There we go. My husband's going to kill me. You know how much plastic wrap I've gone through in the past month? Yeah. Oh, well. If I could get this thing going. Good Lord. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, so it depends on how you want to make your armor. Like in the pictures before my Saiyan armor, I made it mid-drift, so you could do it as long or as short as you want. I'm just gonna, oh God, see, hard. Okay. Now it doesn't have to be exact because you could always add on more materials as you go, but this is pretty much, you're just kind of making a blueprint of your armor. You could skip this part, but if you're just beginning, I don't recommend you skipping this part. So, all right, and you don't have to go crazy. Just as long as where you want your armor to be, you don't have to keep on going. It doesn't have to be many, many layers. Okay, so secondly, this is beautiful, isn't it? Okay, so your tape. You don't want to mummy wrap yourself because then it doesn't turn out right. You want your shape, especially if you're a lady and you're making yourself armor, the boobs. You have to fit in your boobs, and this is the most important part. Like I said, you could skip this part if you want, but it's helpful. It helped me out a lot. So you want to go strips. Like I said, don't mummy wrap yourself. And just start placing it. I'm not going to go all the way with this because I do have to make more armor, but it's not for me. You kind of want to wasting product doing this, but whatever. Okay. So, I'm sure you guys get the gist of it. Okay. And you can see that it's making a nice kind of shell. I'll only do a couple more because I'm sure this is super boring to you guys. Alright, but you guys get the gist of it, okay? So you want to make a shell, and then do one more, because I'm crazy like that. One more. Alright, and then I'll show you what's next. Alright, so once you're done cutting yourself out of your bust, and please be careful cutting yourself out of your bust. Don't be cutting yourself or your clothes or anything like that. That's not fun. Once you do that, you'll have this beautiful, awesome, cool bust, and mine looks super ugly because I just did it within like, what, 2 minutes? But yeah, so now you want to get a reference picture of how you want your armor to look like. So obviously with my Saiyan armor, I pulled up pictures of Vegeta and I started drawing on my bust. Now the reason why you want to do that is because you want to get an idea as to how you want it to look. Take your time. You don't have to be super accurate. Well, actually, strike that. Try to be accurate, because what you'll be doing when you're done with this is when you start to put together your armor, you're going to cut this apart pretty much, because you're going to use the pieces that you cut as templates. And so I made the mistake of being super impatient, and I drew it up and I wasn't accurate, and when I cut out the templates it didn't match up. So you know, take your time, do it while you're watching a movie or something. Start, you know, drawing how you want it. You don't have to draw the many details, just draw out how you want it to look and lay on your body. Now I can't find my Sharpie, so I use this pen, and I don't know if this is gonna show up in the, oh yeah, it is. Okay, so I quickly drew like where I guess I want it to be shaped, kind of like a bathing suit, kind of. See, I would cut it right here. And then I don't know if you can see very well, but I did draw like where the boobs are. Have you noticed I say boobs a lot in this video? Whatever. Anyway, so, and then I drew out this part right here. I don't know what they call this part in the armor. You know, Vegeta's armor has that and the lines. I don't know. But anyway, do that and draw it out. Make sure, you know, try it on. Try it out on again. See what it looks like in the mirror. So like I said, take your time. You want it to be kind of accurate because you'll be using it as template. So the next step we're going to be going over is making the actual armor. And I'm going to try to explain it to you guys. I'm trying not to make another set of armor because if I just don't have room right now to clean out my space, and I just don't want to make a piece of armor just because. So I'll start rambling here in a second. But anyway, okay, the next step, I'm going to show you what you guys need to actually start forming the armor. All right. All right, so this is my original template for the Saiyan armor, and just make sure that this is like the most important part that I could tell you guys about this part is to really take care and make sure that things aren't lopsided, things are even, because when you go to cut it out and you try to make or piece together the armor, that's when you'll find out when things are kind of lopsided. And so I actually had to go back and measure things and remeasure things and recut things. So, you know, like Mama said, do it once, you don't have to do it again. So really take care on this part because you'll thank yourself later. All right, so now we've gone over that part. So now we're going to the fun part of this project. So firstly, you'll need a craft foam. This is 2mm craft foam. You could get 2mm if you want. If I could do this project over again, I'd get the 6mm just so it just has that little bit more thickness, because I had to double up on some parts of the armor. And I got a pack of this. It's multicolored. It doesn't matter what color it is because you're going to paint over it anyway. I got a pack of 25 for about $6. And then you'll need a heat gun. If you are starting out, and I understand starting out cosplaying, it can kind of be expensive. So if you can't afford a heat gun, which this one I believe was $60, a hairdryer actually works. That's what I've been told. Although I think it takes a little bit longer to heat your stuff up. So get a heat gun if you can. And then you will want round spheres, which I got right here. I've already taped it onto the bra. And lastly, a bra. And this sounds a little weird, and I know I haven't met anybody that has done this technique before, but it works, and there's a method to my madness. The reason being is that you want the bra to hold shape, and you want it to withstand the heat. So, and also it gives you a guideline when you kind of heat up the foam. It's going to give you that guideline where you want to cut the armor. It'll give it its shape. So let's start that. So, to get the desired form that you want for your armor, like so, this is the armor. It took a long while, so you really want to be patient. This is where you want to pack your patience, because craft foam, it's temperamental. So you want to take your time, count to maybe 10 to 15 seconds while you're heating it up, stop, and then form it. And I'll show you how to do that. I'm not going to do a complete one again because I'm trying not to make any more armor at the moment. So here, I'll show you how to do it. So basically I started it already, and you can see that it forms pretty well. But you want to make sure that you're fitting it over the bra, because you want that guideline where to cut, and it'll keep you pretty straight too, nice and even. So heat gun, blow dryer, whatever. It helps if I have it plugged in. Hold on. Okay. You don't want to heat your foam up too much because you'll end up burning your hands, and you will actually burn through the foam. But yeah, you want to put down some weight, really go over the edges so you get that detail, so you know where you're cutting. You don't have to use the bra, but I mean, it's kind of cheating using the bra, really. I mean, you want that cheat. You want it to you want that guideline. Ooh, that burns. Oh my gosh, that burns. Okay. So, see? And if you could see here, you could see the edges of where the bra is, kind of. The camera doesn't do a good job. But just keep on doing that. And then once you get to the desired shape and like roundness, it'll look like that. And basically what I did was I cut it out. You see there. I cut it out so when you have it cut out, it looks pretty much like a bra or a bikini top. And then this is where your template comes into play. You'll want to cut out, because obviously we have this part taken care of right here, but what I did with my template that I don't have anymore because I cut it up, I traced it and then I cut out the boob part so it matches up to the bottom part of the armor. And please let me know if this doesn't make sense, like call me out on it. But you want to cut out the bottom part and make a template. So what I did was I cut that out and I traced it onto a piece of paper, and then I matched it up to the boob part, and just to make sure that it fit. And then after that I cut a piece of foam and I pretty much glued it together. And I will put up a picture of what it looked like before all of the detail when I pretty much glued it all together. But really, get creative with your armor. It doesn't have to look exactly like mine. I just kind of did this. I just did the design. You know, what helped me was I used a lot of reference. Like I searched cosplay, like Saiyan Armor, and I just kind of looked and kind of pulled from their ideas and kind of made it my own. So I really do recommend trying to like make this your own like design. But yeah, it's pretty darn easy once you get over that. It's kind of just like stitching together a puzzle piece. So I will post a picture of what it looked like before I put all the details, and then we'll move on to the side pieces and the back piece. For this part. So secondly, what you'll need is your cheesecloth, and unfortunately I ran out of cheesecloth doing this part, so I do apologize. If you don't know what cheesecloth is, Google it. It's pretty cool. You can use it for many things. You can use it for cooking, repairing stuff, and it's cheap. I think I bought mine at Walmart for like $2. And then you'll want Modge Podge, and Modge Podge is pretty cheap too. You get it at a craft store. And so I only did it for the armor part because craft foam is pretty flimsy, and this part is the most important part of your costume, I believe, and I wanted it to last a long time. I wanted it to be nice and sturdy, and if you could hear it, yeah, it's sturdy crap right there. So what I did was I laid the cheesecloth on the inside, and you can see it's kind of, you can see that, and then I Modge Podged over it. And it takes a little while for it to dry, but once it's dried, it's nice and sturdy, pretty hard. I recommend you doing this. If you don't, that's fine, but I did not cheesecloth the inside of my side panels, and it ended up ripping. Like, it just ripped. And this part, no rips. So, if you don't want to be falling apart on the convention floor, I recommend you Modge Podge and cheesecloth the crap out of this. I can't stress enough. So the other parts are super duper easy. It took me literally like 5 minutes to make the rest of the armor, except for these parts. I'll show you how I did that next. But if you can see, the back piece, I drew the back piece out. Here, I'll show you. So I drew the back piece out. It's a little crumpled because I didn't take good care of it. Take care of your stuff, people. Anyway, so I just kind of sketched this part out. on a piece of paper, and I made sure that it was even to the front piece. So literally, like this part, it's all up to you guys. Like you can make side panels. Use your creative license on this. And I use the same kind of technique for the top parts. What are these called? Shoulder pads? Do we know what they're called? You know, these parts? I don't even know. But anyway, that's where I had to double up, obviously, on these parts because it would have been too flimsy. But so once you have pieced together your armor, it's time to paint. Now, I learned the hard way. I'm blonde. I should have known this already because I've painted a whole bunch of armor in the past, and I firstly painted this with acrylic paint, and I let it bake in the sun, and when I did that, I went to bend it and it started to crack. See those little cracks? So my husband's like, duh, latex paint. I'm like, oh shit, that's right. Latex paint, it bends, it's pliable. So I painted the rest of the stuff with the latex, and it works out perfectly. So you could get latex paint anywhere. I'm sure you know where to pick up latex paint. Then after that, and also in regards to priming this, I didn't prime it. I didn't see the need for it. I know people are big into priming their stuff. I didn't see the need to prime this. Nothing's happened to it. The paint's not scratching off. You could prime it if you want with, was it gesso if you wanted to? Or even Modge Podge, but anyway, so latex paint. And then with the detailed paint, I used acrylic. I really should have used latex, but you live and you learn. As for the cracks on here, the intentional cracks, I got a soldering gun. And I burnt the crap out of the foam. And if you guys could see, there's you could see it. It has a nice texture to it. It actually looks like blasting crack marks. I didn't include it in the list, I just realized. But I mean, if you don't have a soldering iron, you could always paint the cracks. I just did it because I'm crazy like that. And then as for the blast marks, and I know the camera's not really picking it up, but what I did was I got a piece of paper, I lit it on fire, and I got the ash, and I wet my finger, and I spread my finger all over to make it look like I had blast marks. So, and if you guys have any questions on how my technique on how I did this, please feel free to email me. I'll include it on this video. Guys, that concludes the very first episode of Maymay B's Cosplay Corner. And remember, I need to change the name of this feature. I can't roll with Maymay B's Cosplay Corner. It's just not working for me. If you need help with this, if you need me to break down anything in this video, please feel free to contact me. My contact information will be in the video details. I like to continue on with this feature, and I know that this first video is a little choppy and I'm a little cray-cray, but if you promise to hang on and be patient with me, I promise I'll improve. But I need to know what you guys want to know. There's more to this cosplay that I did, the Saiyan Armor and stuff. I could break down how I did the bloody bruising makeup. I could break down how I did the boot covers. I also do other cosplays. I work with Warbler a lot. Head pieces, chest pieces, body pieces. I could do episodes about wigs or what's the best stuff to sew with. Just let me know what you guys want to know and I'll make it happen. I would really appreciate it if you guys let me know how you liked this, what needs to change, but please, for the love of heaven, be nice. No trolls, please. Please let me know in the thread. I'm going to post this in the We're Just Saiyan community first, and then I'll post it onto YouTube. So let me know how you guys like it. And again, thanks for watching. Thanks for being patient with me, and I really do hope that this helped you guys. Peace out, peeps.
We're smashing mics